crap in it. And here we are back at Jeff's, and I just walked in and walked straight past this frame without even noticing it. And it's Jeff's old Honda CB77 supercharged drag bike, which he bought back from its last owner about a year ago or so. And we did a few videos about that when he modified the frame, made it shorter, and also widened the back end. And after that, there was no time and no money and no space to do anything else, so it went up in the loft up there somewhere. And now it's been brought down again. Now it's got a bit more space and a bit more time, but no money, and do a bit more work on it. And looking at this, he's got a brand new, well, a different I should say, rear wheel in it. R1 wheel, a bit lighter than the last one he had in there.
Changed from the
one of his one of his discs, and on the other side is a Renthal sprocket that I donated. And so yeah, he's getting there. I'm not sure what's going to happen next, but I do know here's a supercharger sitting on the bench.
That's nothing to do with that.
That's nothing to do with that, so we'll forget about that. Pretend you haven't seen it. Okay, so this camera I've got here is a good camera, but it doesn't autofocus when I'm filming, so I've got to stop and start. So that is an Eaton, what?
M24.
M24?
Brand new, that's had a few little mods done.
Right, okay, and it'll sit roughly where you're holding it.
It's probably going to be, that's virtually in the ballpark there,
okay.
yeah.
Whereas this one here, what's that?
That's an M90.
M90, yeah. And obviously the bigger the number, the bigger the capacity and the more power it makes.
We did have an
engines.
M45 on it.
M45?
But I think it was a bit big.
Yeah, I mean the engine's what, about 350 stroke 450-ish?
330.
330 now, okay. And the little 330 engine doesn't really need a huge great big motor, I should say a huge great big blower as fitted to a, I don't know, a car, a 1.6 Mini or whatever. So yeah, so over there on your workbench I notice, let's just walk over here. I say my new fantastic camera doesn't autofocus, so I may have to stop and start a few times. Ready? And what we've got here is a plate of, quite thin actually, it's quite thin. Quarter inch.
What we're just working out is, about to mark the holes out, this is going to be the mounting plate for the blower.
Yeah.
It's
tricky to mark.
The reason the frame's down is I'm going to try and pick up on the back engine mount here, and on the top mount that I've put on the frame.
Yes.
So I wanted to make sure there was enough material on there.
Meat on it, yeah.
Yeah. I've got to flow this to the blower.
Yes.
And port it in, and then this is going on. This has all got to be milled.
A big chunk of billet.
Yeah. Because
what will that be? That'll end up being the inlet, will it?
What's happened is I've got a piece of aluminium tube that, if that's on, the bend is literally stuck right out.
Right. It's sticking out too far.
I'm going to make a crafty little adapter so that when that's on the side, the flange will bolt. And it will tuck the carburettor.
Right. A little bit like we did on the spares bike.
Like the little bracket on the spares bike,
so, hold on, I'm just going to walk over there now, rush over here. Oh no, I can't, it's not in. Oh shit, I'm so used to going over there.
That's taking the place.
Yeah. A lathe, oh god.
A lathered material.
You could have noticed that, wouldn't you? Alright, we'll cut that bit out,
Yeah.
How much do you get to it? Okay.
Don't know where it come from, we just walked in one day.
Okay, let me just, I believe that this tricky bit here is getting these holes lined up, because they're not sort of in any way easy to plan out. It's not like
Eaton in there. The only two that are level, them are actually the two top ones in parallel. But instead of making,
they don't make sense.
A flange that they could just do for two simple dimensions. They've made everything odd, and even this flange here.
Focus. So these are the flange bolts for the side of this.
Yeah, I measured one side and I marked them, and then I suddenly realised that the centres on these two
are not the same as the centres.
Are 3 mil different to them two.
Just to annoy you, to
annoy you even more, when I worked out them two bolts, they're a mil. They're not directly in the middle of them.
Oh well.
So
makes life very difficult when you're trying to.
When they've got all this wonderful CNC machinery and they make things like that, one has to wonder.
Just to annoy you, Jeff. Just to annoy you.
It's done just to annoy people.
To make your life harder when you're doing this whole thing.
I think it's done to make people, to stop them from modifying and make it more difficult to do things.
Yeah. People like you.
But they never allowed for me.
And your cunning plan.
my cunning plan.
And your pillar drill. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll leave you with that while I go off and do something for myself and drink some more tea, no doubt.